Veteran Nollywood actor Jide Kosoko is set to bring a defining chapter of Lagos history to the screen. The film is expected to chronicle Oba Esugbayi's reign, his historic removal from the throne, and eventual return, offering audiences a deeper look into the political and cultural evolution of Lagos. Kosoko portrays Oba Esugbayi, the exiled king whose resistance to British colonial authority remains a powerful symbol of courage and cultural pride. For Nollywood, the project signals a growing commitment to telling rich indigenous stories with global relevance.
Ewu ni ká máa fi ipá gba ìṣàkọlẹ̀ láàrin ọjà kò yé mi.
Ṣé kìí ṣe pé òkú ẹrú tá a rò pa àti bọ́ nínú ẹ̀ látún padà sí báyìí.
So I'm here to introduce a new water tax law.
Ẹ wá ṣe omi ti wá di májèlé ni. Ìnira ńlá ni lè máa kó bá wọn ará.
How do you expect the law to be funded? We are doing this to protect the people. My decision is final. This is not a matter for debate. The tax is law and the money will be collected.
This is not a plea for peace. This is declaration of war.
Then we will meet him with the same form.
Joining us for this conversation is the veteran actor himself, Jide Kosoko. And we also have joining us another, I would say, a veteran actor as well, Saidi Balogun. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome. It's good to see you. You deserve a round of applause.
For me, yes, you deserve all the rounds of applause. I have watched you for decades.
Thank you so much.
And there's one film that you did, and it took me almost to the end of the film to know it's you. I don't know who did. I don't know who did the makeup. That makeup was fantastic.
Thank you.
Nice to see you guys here.
Well, congratulations on your new work.
Thank you.
In fact, I was looking through the clips that we just showed yesterday, and I was wondering, in recent times, there have been a flurry of storytelling around our recent past, talking about our struggles, talking about our culture, and everything that we have had to go through as a people. And I'm wondering, why now? Why are we suddenly thinking we need to tell the stories? Is there a need for us to connect to our recent past for us to understand our identity, or is there something that is missing?
Thank you so much. You have said it all. There is need to know what happened in the past, where we are presently, and what we think we need to do to get to the future. It is good to tell our stories by ourselves. Yeah. A lot of stories have been told in the past, by foreigners, by people who will try to bend the true history to favor their own action. And so, by so doing, our children, unborn, we definitely not get the truth. And it is important for us to also showcase what we have as Africans, especially in Lagos. Many people don't even know we have strong cultures and tradition in Lagos. And this Oba Esugbayi, the Eleko, then, that is 1901 to about 1930 or so, was a man who stood for his people, a man who fought to ensure that the rights of his people were not
Trampled upon?
by the colonial administration.
Right.
And with him were people like Abat Macaulay, Alimotu Peleura, and you will get to understand that it was immediately after this period that Abat Macaulay gathered some nationalists and they formed the first political party, which eventually transformed into Nigeria as a whole.
Interesting.
No, that's very interesting. But you know, I would love to hear the whole story before I watch the film. You know, but we don't have the time for that. Let's ask some very serious questions. I saw a lot of crowd, you know, in that the clip that we just saw. This is unlike Nigerian productions, where a whole village is represented by 15 people. You guys got a real crowd. Let's look at the logistics of this production. How was it?
It wasn't easy though, putting crowd together for 2 months.
2 months.
Yeah, more than 2 months, but let me say 2 months, 60 days, put in them, all this crowd. And him has a style. If you shoot a scene, he's not happy with it,
You reshoot.
yeah, and it takes his time. So putting this together again, and what interests me more, the most interesting part of the story, you know, we've had activists who are lawyers now doing things, but the story tells that somebody has been there, who has been there doing that kind of a job, like Abat Macaulay. They're standing for the people. Despite the European colonial, he was there standing, trying to make things happen. So, and I love it. Kosoko himself telling their story the way it is. Not we hear, we feel, I think, this is where I thought it was. Telling the story the way it is. So give it to him.
So it's like telling us your family story, right? So it becomes something of passion, right?
Yes, of course, of passion, yes. And of course, my duty to ensure that at least I promote
What you know is the truth. Or
what,
the true
what I know is the truth, and what I believe in.
Yes.
Okay.
Because on daily basis, I hear a lot about people bastardizing the history of my state, my country. And I said, well, now that they are not even teaching history in schools again, there is need for us to put this kind of thing in place so that people can get to understand what
importantly. I am looking at 2 things now that I want to talk about, talking about the display of culture. It was so rich, you could feel it in that movie. And I'm wondering how you were able to capture that so vividly for people to see. That's on the one hand. I'm talking about the role the colonial masters played in our recent history. We just saw the president visit the UK, and you know they want to keep that handshake with Nigeria. They want to deepen their relationship with Nigeria, so much so we saw King Charles talking about jollof rice and tea in his speech. So just speak to those 2 things: our culture playing a major role, and our relationship with our colonial masters as we even try to move forward to the future.
Yes, good. There is no doubt about it. Even then, that we're talking about this production talks about payment for water rates, this pipe-borne water.
Yes.
And when they were about to construct it, that was perhaps the takeoff of the trouble with the colonial administration, because they want people to pay taxes for water, which was strange to our people then. Pay for water to drink. Why must we pay for that when we are surrounded by water?
Right.
We are talking of paying for water, and so it was strange. And of course, the manner, the approach was not good enough. It was like trying to enforce it. And Abat Macaulay, Eleko, and others, the leaders, said, no, we cannot pay, because if anybody needs water, it is you people that need that water. So you are the one to pay for it, not us.
Okay.
Now, look at that aspect. Today, look at the relationship between us and our colonial masters. Can we actually say there is cordiality? To some extent, yes. Some of those things they taught us are good, but not all.
Not all.
As far as I'm concerned.
So we shouldn't embrace everything.
There are things that we should regard as our own heritage. We must try as much as possible
Which is
to
what you
keep
try
them.
to portray in this movie.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. If they had not brought the pipe-borne water, perhaps we will have. They will have even enjoyed drinking our kind of water, and nothing will have
How about communicable diseases?
well, that is now. It is now that you are talking of communicable diseases. What happened then? Were they not drinking it? And were people not even living longer than what it used to be now?
Before the arrival, right, we've been drinking water.
Right.
But what I enjoy most, my own aspect of the story is, you see, there are certain things we're fighting for now. They fought it then in a matured way, and they won.
And now we are not putting any
if you look at
maturity
this
into-
story, the same argument has been for long. How did they come by it? They first started somehow and ended somehow, and they still won. So it's a lot. And another thing I always joke with him, I call him Mushiba Fiko. He always asks me why, and I will tell him, you see people wearing white now in every party. I give it to Lagos. That's a part of their culture. And people are relating it. So it's a good thing we have people like him telling the story the way it is and promoting our culture. And telling there's a narrative out there, we're not smart enough, we don't know our right from left. No, if you watch the film, you will see that we have something to learn from our past that can shape in our present. If you watch, yes, Esugbayi, if you watch it, you will know that watching this film will teach you some things that will shape in today and get us to the greater height. Cultural-wise, I mean, how to approach things.
Let me stay with you quickly.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Your role in the movie, because you embody your role. Whenever we watch, we know that, yes, you don't leave any stone unturned when it comes to delivering your lines and delivering your role. Tell us about the role you played in this movie.
Yeah, I played a chief of Lagos. A chief. And if you want to, you said I embodied my role. Let them go out there and see and score me. If I say it now, they will say, when they get there, they'll say, I said it.
No, just express it.
Okay,
Yes.
a little bit. Is a chief in Lagos who stands by the truth. But at times, he looks, is this right or wrong? So if you watch it, if you fall into that category, it's going to teach you how to address things. That's the kind of role I played in the movie, and I enjoyed it. Can you imagine having about 40 chiefs in the original story, and all of you have to be on set, and somebody came up with, you do it this way, you do it this way, and we'll all get it right there. We got it right. So my own story, it's if you are in the middle, it teaches you how to approach things. That's all I have to say.
Interesting.
Wow. I am forced to go to the technical side of it because I see very clean pictures. I see very good continuity. I see a whole lot of stuff. So when we are talking about the technical part of production, we're also talking about finance. We're talking about how did you get the money? Oh God, this thing is expensive. Let's call it spade a spade. It's seriously expensive.
Thank you, sir.
Where did the support come from?
I may not tell you where it comes from, but definitely you know, I actually scout for it. I ran to people and they supported me. And then we have it. It is just about believing in what
you do.
I believe what I was set to do was good enough. And there is need for it at this particular time. People talk of the spirit of Lagos, the spirit of understanding and things like that. But the truth is, it all started during Oba Esugbayi's era. Because both the Muslim and Christians came together to say, no, we won't do this.
And sorry, to pick the finance part mostly, that's why I'm begging people, if we have people like him who wants to tell the story the way it is for him to succeed. So which means people come out to watch, pay.
And that's where I was headed.
Yeah, you come and watch, pay. And even some people will even say, I am Uncle Jide, thanks for doing this. Apart from watching, so if you do that, people from other stripes and say, okay, let's tell our story, we'll make our money back.
Hang on. Now let's talk about promoting a movie, because in recent times there was a conversation around people needing to dance to promote their movie so that people can, go and watch. And that's how some persons are getting all the numbers that we are seeing on the screens regarding the promotion of their movies. I am wondering if that's the approach for promoting this movie, whether we'll be seeing people dancing so that, you know, the young generation will embrace this work that you have done. Because the essence for this is for them to learn and understand where they are coming from.
Me or my leader?
Both of you can answer.
Let me just say a bit about it. You see, the truth is this. It's not the best. Dancing about, you know,
To promote a movie.
to promote any movie is not the best. But it works for Funke Akindele. I mean, I'm sorry to mention names here.
Okay.
It works for the person that actually started it. And others believe, oh, could that be
The way forward.
And emulate.
Embrace it, yeah.
You know, there is nothing bad about that style for her. But I'm telling you, it is not the best. There should be a more organized way of promoting our movies. You know, I've traveled a lot myself, and I know that people don't, in fact, actors don't dance about
Their movies.
their movies. That is not it.
But our environment is
unfortunately,
different.
our environment is different.
Yes.
And Funke thought it is wise enough to do something that can bring them out. And she did it. And it's working for her. And a lot of us too.
Because at the end of the day, what you are looking for is returns for money invested.
I'll give you an example.
Right.
In those days, boxing, they would just say they want to fight, they're going to do. But Muhammad Ali, of blessed memory, came out. He went to the market, challenged your opposition, the other boxer, making noise. At the end of that, when that bout was about to be, they made the highest money. Today is a norm they do. You see boxers arguing with each other, shouting on the street. What works for A, if it works
May
for
not
B,
work for B.
If it works for B, fine. If it's not, everybody stay. Do what it is best for you. If I feel looking like this all through acting, all my actors to just look advertise, so be it. That's
for this production, for example, my children,
we told my Oga, he said, no, let us. He said, I said, I want to dance. He said, no, all of you hold on. Youth, take over. And all of us, we are complaining. Let us.
They are dancing. They are doing it. And I have no objection to it.
All right,
I cannot.
the film talks about Lagos, and I see a lot of open spaces, and I wonder in this Lagos, where we see all these open spaces, tell us about the locations.
Those are the locations, and we won't double into that.
Yeah, those are the locations.
Technical
That is the technical. Oh, I love it. You said you're going to go into the technicality. That is the technical aspect. That is the magic.
So you put it in here, and it's intrinsic there.
That's the magic.
Okay. You ran away from the from that question. Let me see if you are going to run away from this.
Okay. Let me just quickly ask.
You want to ask another question?
Oh yes, but
Technical question.
Oh my God.
Lady, go ahead.
Yeah, let's go.
Quickly.
Oh boy, I'm really enjoying this. Okay, how do you think this film will perform at the box office?
Wow. Let me say this. There and then, it belongs to the three generations. That's what we call them. The days of theater, TV. Alanijo. There. Now we are going to National Theatre, doing one or two things, showing movies. Now, at this new era, Jide Kosoko crossover all over the place. He has done a movie, Esugbayi. The best thing I would tell anybody is, let's come and judge him. Watch. Encourage. And in box office, I sat there at the premiere for 2 hours. It was just like 20 minutes. Because I enjoy every bit. Artistic-wise, me as an actor, director, I was like, woo, this is good. At the point, by the time the movie ended, we're all looking at each other. We're like, is that all? As somebody said, we've been here for 2 hours. Marvelous. And for you to see that, I would say, please, it's a fantastic story. People should come out, watch it, encourage our producers so that we can meet that international standard. You can see from the picture, you can tell from the location, you can tell from the costuming, everything, technicality. So the best, to get the best, is for you out there to come out and encourage us and say you've done a good job, we're watching it.
Are you sure you guys need encouragement? Because, yeah, I mean...
we need over-encouragement.
Yes, and I also want students to be encouraged to come. See,
Yes.
this
learn.
is rated 12. That means from 12 years can watch it. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe you should face me.
Right, quickly.
Better.
Let me just ask this question.
Well.
The matter of profitability for both the actors, producers, and all of it. In recent times, we've seen a number of actors, veteran actors, come out to say that life is not as good as, you know, things are not happening well for them and all of that. And in recently, we saw one of them come out and someone else came to debunk it, that he was paid, he was this, he was that. I don't want to delve into the story, but talk to us about what is happening in that industry, payment for actors and producers, and how this is a profitable venture that you are trying to push out there.
I would say there are elements of luck in anything we do, in everything we do. Yeah. No doubt about it. And there are people who are extremely lucky. You know, maybe these days they will say it's packaging. Maybe it is about packaging yourself right from the beginning. Maybe it's just a matter of luck. We don't know, because some of these veteran actors that are having one problem or the other, yes, some of them actually deserve to be pitied, but not all.
Really? Why?
Not all.
Why?
I'm sorry to say this. You will be surprised. And a lot of people will think maybe because you are a bit fortunate or no. That is not it. I have no reason to run down my colleagues, but there are some of them. Their habits,
Lifestyle.
their lifestyle from beginning were not good enough.
How do you mean?
Well, since I'm not mentioning names here,
Yes.
there are people who took, they always take drugs and things like that for them to be able to act.
Okay.
We kept advising them against all this. Some of them will listen and behave, some don't. But really, there are some that actually deserve to be assisted, to be supported, because they have just been unfortunate. They are good material. They are fantastic actors, better than some of us, but they are just unlucky. And you continue to ask, what is happening? This guy, whatever, it is not as if we don't even assist ourselves. We do. But unfortunately, that doesn't even take them far either. So we cannot actually say the industry is not profitable, absolutely. It is, look, film industry in Nigeria, as far as I'm concerned, is still upcoming. How many years? We want to compare with America today.
Even them have their, they have their
And they have their own
Yeah,
problems where they
problems
started from. You understand? Yes. So we are still crawling. But, of course, government participation also
Is needed.
is part of it.
Yeah, it's needed.
It's needed because it is now that we are getting government's interest in our industry gradually. But in those days, they seem not to be interested in whatever we do. So, but now things are getting better. At least we are getting patronages from government, supports here and there, either individually or collectively. Something is happening, and I know we'll get there.
right.
And you can even see that some of our colleagues, the junior ones in particular, they are now having film villages of their own,
Yes.
having studios and things like that. So we are moving in the right direction. It may not be
The only thing I would just say is,
Quickly.
we the young ones, let me put myself, we should learn from, okay, sir, let the young ones learn.
From what they have seen.
Yeah.
How will your future be?
That's
He has said it all.
That's a fine place to leave this conversation. How would your future be if you are in this sector plan your life, bottom line. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Saidi Balogun, Jide Kosoko, we must thank you and we wish you all the best in this your new movie, Eleko, because
In the cinemas now.
Eleko, Oba Esugbayi, in all cinemas.
It's in the cinemas now.
Yeah,
okay, so they should go out there to watch it. All right, thank you once again.